to mock opponents whenever they try to kill you, and when you kill them, you're like, maybe next time one. So that's how it was created, and then I just kept it.
It just stuck.
Yeah, it just stuck with me.
And now it's MNT.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it doesn't fit in your shirt.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, economy in Greece is really hard. They don't have enough money for all the letters. So they're like, man, we can't do this. The sponsors were like, man, we can't do this. So I'm like, okay, 3 letters. Okay, let's go.
3 letters. Okay, so we're in game 2 here for MVP Phoenix versus Vega Squadron. And so far, I mean, Bounty got removed and IO. Nothing really
Same
spectacular. Same, same bands.
Same bands, yeah.
We saw Enchantress banned our previous game as well as the Doom in the other 2. In terms of sides, MVP again on the Dire. And Vega again on the Radiant. And it is a first pick going the way of MVP Phoenix. And I believe that is the thing that is different this time. So that makes me believe that one of the 2 teams picked second pick previous game.
Packet, what do you think about the Dire and the Radiant? What do you think is better right now?
I mean, I still kind of favor Dire. I think just, yeah, okay, they nerfed Roche a bit, but I think it's always going to be there. The fact that you have such easy access to Roche still. And I also don't see this patch. It's not as mid-centric as, say, 6.85 or 6.83. These were patches where mid was really important, and you had these heroes that were really squishy on mid. You had your snipers, your Shadow Fiend, and stuff like this. Then it's very important that you have this Radiant hill, but now, with the recent changes, the mid lane is kind of different, so it's not that big a deal whether you're on Radiant or Dire when it comes to the mid lane, whereas the Roche thing is always going to be a factor. I mean, even in this game we just saw with Slaughter, I think if they are Radiant in that game, I think Vega are the ones who's going to take that Roche almost every single time. So just alone from that, I feel like MVP got a big advantage. And even in this Roche fights, you know, it's easier to be there. You know, you die, you can buy back, you can TP to your tier 2s, tier 1s. It's just the easy access to Roche. I feel like Dire is still going to have an edge.
Yeah, okay.
Fair enough. We have an Axe first pick again. So far, I mean, the bans are the same.
Yeah, the same.
For first pick is the same. I mean, the order are obviously slightly different. If you're Vega Squadron, you have the chance to go for the same as what you did last time, which was a Lone Druid and a Puck. Are you going to do that? I mean, Lone Druid maybe, I would say. They actually go for the Witch Doctor to deny it from MVP. I mean, that fit real nice with MVP previous game. What do you like to see?
Witch Doctor Scylla, I think it's great opening right now.
Well, they're taking the time to think about it.
They can take Dazzle though, MVP, if they don't have a Witch Doctor.
That's another great dual lane.
I think the dual lanes
I don't think that it's great. Versus strong tri lane, they can't do anything. Like if they put the pressure over there and let no one versus the other mid, I think they will do great like this. And if they put one strong lane in the off lane, like Beastmaster,
like Beastmaster,
I think they got this. Like if they play standard tri lane, they have the edge, they have the advantage.
And you don't want them to try and rotate mid at all. You want them to just dominate the safe lane for them.
Yeah, just don't let the Axe to get his daggers like.
Okay, it's just shut down Axe and the rest will come.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I think Vega are one of the teams that want to have a roamer and a dual lane. So I think if they do, okay, they don't have a Lone Druid now, but I think what they did last game is they got a Roof who was supposed to be helpful and be in team fights. But if they just got an Enigma or something greedy, they would have won, I think. So I think versus MVP, you just try to survive the early lane, but you don't focus on having early lane, and you just get a bit greedy and try to just win the mid to late game. I don't think you fight MVP. They always pick so aggressive heroes that if they don't snowball in the start, and if they don't do insane team fights later, they just lose. That's what I think.
Talking about snowballing in the start, you got yourself Tusk.
Tusky.
Totally set me up for that, thank you. What do you think about the combination Tusk Axe? Is that like you get snowball in, you don't need a blink dagger?
Yeah, well, MVP likes the hero a lot, but I don't think Tuskar is. I think it suits MVP greatly because they're really aggressive. But overall, I think it can actually hurt you a lot if you don't get your kills with Tusk. It can hurt you the way it is now, the hero.
Spartan, aren't you a Tusk fan?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Tusker.
Yeah. Are you not allowed to play Tusker anymore on your team, or?
She's looking at me like.
I sense some differences here. It's like.
Actually, we didn't mind about Tusker, but we have to. So I think Tusker is coming. Like
it's coming.
Yeah.
Winter
well,
is coming.
I think that the reason it's like Airspeed is a better version of Tuskar, but if you have an axe, then Tuskar is better. I think that's how it goes. I don't think Tuskar is like, I think it's way worse than Airspeed. So if you don't have a combination with Tuskar, I'm not sure why you should pick Tuskar instead of Airspeed.
There you have it.
There you have it indeed. I guess it's also, if you are going to expect maybe an axe to be slightly shut down, you have less of a pressure on you to go for Blink Dagger. Obviously a snowball is not the same as a Blink Dagger, but it does get you there. Like it's less ideal obviously, but even with a lot of pressure applied to the axe, you still can make things happen. We have a Slark ban and a Slardar ban.
They didn't ban the Dazzle.
They did not ban the Dazzle.
Yeah.
All the supports are still in, all sustaining supports as well, but they don't want to deal with that amplified damage anymore and all the fish people that come with it.
I want to see MVP Phoenix actually pick up a Wyvern here. That'd be really good. I think it's one of those heroes that's in general just good against Beastmaster, because you can always just you can just ult the Beastmaster when he pops his book, and when he pops his pig, he's just gonna be killing himself almost. He can drain his own mana, and it's also very nice with MVP Phoenix heroes, I think.
Okay, I think Vega are done. They're like, okay, if you wanna fight, come. I think that's what they're thinking now. I don't know. It seems like Gyro.
The Gyrocopter fits in that. Gyrocopter, what do you think about him as a carry right now? I mean, I've heard some people saying that he's not, like, they don't like him as much anymore, but...
Well, he's definitely not as good as he used to be with Rocket Baraz, but I think he's still a really good carry, and he can come back with the stacks. He can fight if he goes Sansa Yasuo straight away. But
Spartan talking to me about Sekiro.
It's coming. Like yesterday, we played versus Tuskar, Tajiro, and Juggernaut, and we might see Axe versus Beastmaster and Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane.
That might be the
Juggernaut
case,
is coming.
But they still have Gyro and Witchstalker are really good laners, so I don't know.
Do you think then that Vega should dodge the lane? Think they should put the Beast against the Tri-Lane and go aggressive against that Axe with the Gyro?
I think they can fight. Vega have, like maybe next time said, they have Gyrocopter, Witch Doctor, they can take one support more.
Even if it is a Juggernaut, would you still fight?
Yes. you have two lanes. So if you just take the lane back and you block the camp so they can pull, and you just pull once, and Gyro don't die from the aggression of the Tuskar, if you survive the first minute, you can win the lane.
Yeah, exactly.
So just play correct and you can win. Like yesterday we didn't. Gyro died once before the first minute, and then we gave like 5 kills in 3 minutes. That's why we lost.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Okay, so looking at MVP Phoenix, what do you want them to still get?
Juggernaut.
No, well, there you go. That's Juggernaut. But I mean, as their fifth.
As fifth. They might play Invoker or Ember or Ember. Invoker or Ember. I like Ember more, but Invoker is still good.
Is up against the puck?
Ember is banned. So
Ember is banned. They agreed with you.
Yeah, so
Queen of Pain, you don't like the Queen of Pain?
Do they play Queen of Pain?
MVP? Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I've seen MP, most recently it was on a safe lane Queen of Pain, but they played Queen of Pain
yeah,
a couple times. I think personally also that probably the Invoker is the better choice.
QW Invoker though.
Yeah, Coswex for sure. It makes a lot of sense with MVP, and it's a hero that we've seen them on many times.
I think though, I don't know. I think Park is gonna destroy him. No one. I think that he's a much better laner, so maybe they will suffer.
Invoker, yeah.
Hey, Visage is the last ban for MVP Phoenix.
So what is the Vega hero right now?
One good support.
What is a good support?
Define good support. What,
Come on.
What does a support need to be able to do?
Help the safe lane.
More disables?
Maybe
Vengeful Spirit.
Shadow Demon might be good when you snowball in.
Even Winter Wyvern is good over here. Just let him take the level 2.
I think Shadow Demon on solo, you just disrupt the target who gets snowballed with Blade Fury.
How about an Oracle?
Oracle.
Or a Chen.
Whoa.
That was still in the pool, so can't really keep the safe. Well, can in a way keep the safe lane safe, but we'll also try to help out maybe no one in the mid lane a bit.
Okay, I think this Invoker is gonna suffer a lot, but if Chen focuses on, I think Chen should focus on the mid lane, but I don't know how you can manage to survive the gyro, what gyro would do.
So would you then dodge and go offensive with the dual lane of Gyrocopter Witch Doctor against the X, if you assume that they're gonna go tri lane?
I don't think that Chen can go to the mid lane, since there is Invoker, and if you consider the last game that they've had the exact same lineup with attacks, Invoker was Quas Rex, so you can't gank him. So yeah, you can focus to the off lane, like you can go Witch Doctor and Gyro, or you can dodge. So Chen should focus to the safe lane, or you have to change the lane, like you said. They have to go Gyro and Witch Doctor to versus Axe.
Okay, so who do you favor? Who's gonna win this? Game 2.
I'm still going with Vega.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm with Vega.
Going for that game 3? What do you think, Pycat?
Well, I actually said it's going to be a 2-1 in favor of MVP. So
Yeah, Vega.
I think Vega might actually, I think they saw the game that you guys played, of course, and the lineup is very similar, so they might have, you know, gathered something from that game. But since you guys seem like you're going to say Vega, I'm going to go with MVP 2-0. Go Korea!
Okay, we're going to
Korean
find
overlords.
out if we will have a 3rd game in this winners bracket finals. It is over to our commentators, AC and Gods.
Greetings and welcome back. Game 2 of this series, Vega and MVP. MVP leads 1-0. Let's go straight to the map as we do have an aggressive invasion already underway. And not sure if MVP was going to run into Vega. Looks like they did split up a little bit, but certainly wanted to make sure we got you into the action as quickly as we could in case there was going to be a skirmish. So given things are quiet, how about we do the normal shtick and say, Gods, initial thoughts on the laning phase based on the draft we've seen already?
MVP want to get aggressive early. They don't want to give Vega space and room to do what they did last game, which is get their kind of core item and level timings up and then push and take team fights. Because Chen, Gyrocopter, Puck, Beastmaster, that's a mid-game just 5-man death ball waiting to happen. So they're going to send Juggernaut to the off lane pretty much to try and contest this lane more than anything.
Well, as the lanes do take shape, how about we take a look at who's handling who here in Game 2. It's going to be Seoma, the Slayer, playing on our Witch Doctor. He's currently heading up north, it looks like. Chen, of course, played by Solo. He's hanging out near his own jungle. No one going to be back in mid here on the Puck. The Gyrocopter going to be taken out into the off lane by Vega, so interesting look for them there. And the Beastmaster going to be safe laned here in bottom. This is something we're beginning to see trend a little bit in general. Just get this Beastmaster his farm as quickly as possible. On the other side, it'll be Febby, Dubu, and QO running an aggressive tri-lane down in this bottom lane. In mid, the matchup will be MP back against no one. This time he's playing on the Invoker, however. And it's going to be a dual off-lane look for, a solo off-lane look against the dual lane for Rev going 1 versus 2 against FN and Seoma.
Yeah, and unlike the past safe lane Beastmaster, this one is very much like reactionary to avoid your Gyrocopter losing his lane. They send Mag bottom less so to give him a safe lane and more so to make sure Gyrocopter has a lane where he can get good farms. So FN going to the off lane to guarantee some good early game.
Now Mag already to level 2.5, so off to a good start experience-wise. We'll be able to get into the jungle a little bit to help himself out as needed using those boars. MP currently being zoned out. This is the harassment of Solo showing itself as the whirlwind going to work. But Solo, you know, let's talk a bit about the Chen pick. I mean, since the nerfs in the latest patch, you know, Chen is, I mean, he's still in vogue to a certain extent, but certainly not as high as he was. What's going to be the #1 priority of Solo this game on this Chen, do you believe?
Priority #1, try and find some early game laning presence, get a successful smoke gank off. Priority #2 is hit your mech timing and push down towers. So we'll see if he looks to gank the mid lane. And Quaswex Invoker very hard to kill, so it's more likely we see his rotation head towards, I almost want to say top. The Axe is perhaps the most vulnerable hero in this laning stage.
Yeah, and you know, he's doing quite well. He's almost to level 3.
Dubu here, he's actually...
Whoa,
nice
very
play.
nice play by Solo. Dominating the Centaur Conqueror and getting the stomp off in real time. First blood drawn by Vega.
And just being in a good position, knowing that Tusk wants to roam around early between bottom and mid, and he's going to be alone. So both Chen and Beastmaster meet him in the jungle when he's very far away from the Jakiro and from the Juggernaut. So they find a quick early first blood. When it felt like that's not...
Oh, Forev. Ooh.
Well, he's getting...
I was wondering.
Okay.
Yep, he was just level 2. If he had Voodoo Restoration, I think maybe he tanks a couple more shots and goes for the right clicks, given he did have a double damage. But as it stands, Forev barely alive.
So, early game, Vega going to be happy with the first blood. Just means Chen's not going to get contested too much in the jungle. He can hit level 3 and probably go for a 2-hero smoke is, I imagine, the best plan for him. Sorry, a 2 neutral creep smoke.
QO getting very aggressive, but Mag avoiding it without too much of a problem. Dubu and Febi may show themselves and try to go for a dive here. Yep, there's going to be a snowball, grabs the Jakiro. Jakiro there with the dual breath to follow. Just level 2, so no ice path yet. It's sad. He's actually about 1 creep short of the ice path. Not that they need it. Shards are on point. Here comes the rest of Vega, though. Now they may try to turn it off of the cask. Caught 2 all by themselves. There's a stomp to follow. And Dubu's going to end up dropping, so Vega now out to a 2-0 lead. FN's going to be there to punish Febi as well. Nowhere to go except back to the fountain. Test of faith failed. 3-0 Vega.
Chen already 3-0 this early on in the game, and he hasn't even smoked up. He's just had kills come to him. Just like seeing in the jungle, heroes come and dive past towers. He's like, okay, if you want to come to me, I'll bring my creeps and take these kills. But very rarely would you see a 3-0 Chen without actually ganking a lane.
I'd say, I mean, that's a positive outcome, though. Like, if there's, you know, I guess there are 2 ways to look at it. It's like, yeah, of course you help your cores if they're the ones getting these kills, but just the way this is going to springboard Solo, not only his gold, but his leveling and allow him to get more active on the map sooner while still helping lanes. I think it's tremendous that he's getting that. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's his Arcade Boots back timing is going to be that much fast. He's already got Arcade Boots 4.5 minutes in, so just being able to swoop by mid lane, give Puck some mana, just gives him a lot of capabilities to just help out these lanes. He made a bit of a, I think, misclick when he didn't get level 2 Holy Persuasion at level 3, but hey, when you find a couple of kills and you get to hit level 4 in no time at all, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be okay. Let's talk about the mid matchup a bit. 27 CS to the 16 of Invoker, and MP's just getting dominated here in mid.
Yeah, Invoker has a bit of a rough matchup against heroes like Puck, Windridge even more so, but with the Quas Wex build, you don't get that extra damage, so he really needs to get phase boots up to assist him there, and that's where Puck early on has just had a bit of an edge. Vega
rotating through Seoma. And as you pointed out, I mean, it would seem early on that Forev was one of the most vulnerable targets on the map. Despite a few scary moments, he's managed to keep himself standing, and he's managed to keep himself farmed. He's at 28 CS, same as the Gyro here.
Yeah, this has actually gone better than I expected for him, but it's I guess just because Vega found kills elsewhere. They TP Gyro and the Witch Doctor bottom, which opened up the lane for him to free farm. So with those TP rotations, he gets farmed, but he needs to make sure he gives back to his team. With a Vanguard Rush, we're not going to see a really fast Blink Dagger out of him. This build's fine. It allows him just to have that durability and just be on the front lines more, but it's more of a slightly farm-oriented build as opposed to the aggressive early game ganking build of the Blink Rush.
Right. If there's one thing I think MVP is going to have to be leery of, it's the fact that their Tusk and their Jakiro are falling desperately far behind in level, especially the Tusk. He's just level 2 right now, and the next lowest hero other than those 2 is a full level ahead of them.
Yeah, when you have a hero like Tusk and those rotations don't work, you really start to suffer. I guess you can find things like Tomb of Experiences to catch up, and Dubu needs to make sure he doesn't just keep going to this Radiant jungle and giving away free kills. But with an Invis Rune, kind of playing that bounty hunter-esque role, just getting information for his team to know whereabouts on the map the Chen is. Just knowing where the Chen is gives MVP a lot of room to just safely farm the lanes without worrying about those smoke ganks.
Still keeping an eye on things. Phase boots will be done on the Invoker in the meantime. He's still quite a bit behind, about 1,000 gold behind Solo's Puck, as a matter of fact. And everyone's staying kind of quiet. We are seeing some movement, some aggressive play, especially with the dropping of the tier 1 at bottom for MVP. And they're able to dominate the jungle, at least for now, but I can't imagine this is something Vega's going to allow to stay status quo.
Yeah, they have to commit a lot of heroes to get back their jungle because they lost their tier 1 bottom tower. But
oh, Dubu. Passed the snowball in, ran into Solo with the 2 golems, threw out the rocks, and there's going to be dual breath to help, doesn't matter. Puck's rotated, and the coil. Can he make more of this? QO's there. He does have Omni Slash if he wants it, and he's going to go for it. Gets the kill on the Chen, but he's going to end up sacking himself almost certainly. And let's see. I mean, there's just nowhere for him to go right now. He's so far away from home. In the meantime, Invoker gets a kill on Gyro. Was watching this pursuit, so didn't catch that. The creeps are there, and yep, triple kill for Solo. So you thought Solo was far ahead before? How about now?
Yeah, this Chen getting very active and involved. Gyrocopter going down, perhaps at least matches up with the Juggernaut kill. QO almost managing to juke his way through the trees, but MP getting involved in that means he's suddenly hit level 7 and at least has some slightly more respectable farm. But the discrepancy between Invoker and Puck is just massive right now.
Talking about Puck, 1,800 gold towards his Blink if he wants to go straight up to it. And MVP trying to make something happen here at top. They've got 4 heroes in position, just QO in mid. Going to run right up and start to harass. Here comes a menagerie along with Solo. Passing through on his way to top. Not sure if they got spotted, but may be able to make something happen here if he can get into position. They already do have Seoma and FN. And yet here comes the TP. There's going to be the coil and the call down. And Dubu trying to run away in the river. It's actually nice use of shards to buy some time. Doesn't matter. The Golems too little. Centaur right on his tail. One more auto attack will do it. Oh, they got him uphill. So that's a double kill again for no one. And absolutely on fire. Blink Dagger's done. He is ready to roll. And it's odd to say ready to roll when he's already piled up 5 kills.
It's going to be the fastest Blink Dagger I've seen on the new patch for sure and in a long time in general. Pre-9-minute Blink pickup. No one is on fire right now. The Witch Doctor even got the tier 1 tower deny at top. As they engage with the cooldown, Witch Doctor's like, nope, not going to let the liquid fire secure the last hit. So denies MVP. It's a much-needed goal because MVP are the ones taking towers. They push the tier 1 bottom, the tier 1 top. They're using that Jakira liquid fire to take objectives, but they're giving away kills to do so. So they need to make sure they actually secure that economic advantage. Otherwise, they're going to fall very far behind.
Yeah, as of right now, even with the objectives you mentioned, they're still trailing south, just a little south of 1,000 gold. So it's not as if it's some insurmountable lead. But they've got to start getting more, in particular, I think, out of this Tusk. He's still just level 3, my friend. He's 2 levels behind the next lowest hero, which is the Jakiro, tied up with the Chen and the Witch Doctor. So he's got a long way to go to feeling relevant. But the tomes are going to come off cooldown right at 10 minutes. So we'll see, I'm sure, that bought up so he can play catch-up again.
Yeah, at this point, there's just so little a Tusk can do in a fight. More than anything, they're probably going to wait for 4F's Blink Dagger and use 4F with QO on the Juggernaut to just go around the map, find kills. The 3 cores are honestly more likely to be the ones to create space for Dubu as things progress forward. And that's something Vega going to be well wary of. And with a Blink Dagger and an Invis Rune on no one's Puck in mid, he's hunting.
Well, he's keeping an eye on things. There it is, immediately engaging QO. A couple of auto attacks might do it. Nope, they're going to need a little bit more than that. Fabi was there with the dual breath to slow things down. Casket thrown, but not a whole lot going on.
Just level 2 waiting. It's one of those awkward scenarios where you almost get your Blink Dagger too soon. You want to get Blink Dagger when you have 3-4 points in Waning Rift. The silence duration not enough to prevent Jug getting the Blade Fury off.
But could be a loss of a lot of chin creeps here. Solo and Mag trying to pull back. There's the snowball at a good time. He's going to use the roar, hold the heal from Jin there to try to buy a little bit of time, but now they're going to turn and clean up a lot of neutrals. Invoker getting that kill, and really he's the one who needs to be getting the kills right now as he still needs to play catch-up, sitting right in the middle of the overall net worth chart. Vega, in the meantime, though, happy to peck away at the tier 1 mid.
That's the power of the Vanguard Axebelt. He just tanks up those Chen creeps, just TPs into the middle of a number of Vega heroes, able to push them away, get a kill, secure the tower deny, and MVP staying neck and neck. And with that, a little bit of momentum kind of swings their way. It doesn't really feel like FN's been able to get too active on his Gyrocopter right now. He's got the TP, the cooldown, but Jug just is such a good carry matchup against Gyrocopter. It makes it so hard to try and successfully rotate and TP into fights when you're playing against this hero.
I mean, when you look at MVP's team, what comes to mind is just they are able to muck up any kind of a big 5-on-5. They have so many ways to get in and out of fights. They have dual breath, they have macro pyre, of course, and ice path. They have great initiation out of the Axe and the Invoker in particular, and that's to say nothing of the Tusk, who, if he wants to roll in with the whole team and just basically bring the fight straight to Vega's doorstep, he's going to be able to do that. Or he can just focus down one target, take them out of the fight for a little while. And I love the way that their team is going to be fighting. And like you said, the matchup with the Gyrocopter is going to be very advantageous for QO. On the side of Vega, they've played really well. They're at 8-3. But they're actually losing now in golden experience. So the efficiency and overall usage of the map is favoring MVP, all things considered.
Yeah, once they get a few more levels, like level 6 on Tusk, and even Invoker, he's level 9, so he's trying to get more and more points in the Wex and becoming more effective. For Vega, they've got to find kills. This Puck got this fast Blink Dagger, but they haven't actually managed to get much since acquiring that. The first attempted kill on the Juggernaut didn't succeed, and was a call down with a Waning Rift Orb, like full combo coming out from Puck to try and secure it. So it kind of sets them back a lot.
Two-man coil, Waning Rift is there. Call down's going to be on point though, and they're trying to follow it up. This fight's going to be broken up a little bit. Ice Path thrown preemptively, just trying to secure the retreat. Now maybe looking to turn around. There's going to be a throw of the shards. Catches 2 and the Omni Slash going uphill. Let's see if QO can finish him off. No one down yet on either side. The healing too strong on Vega. Now the re-engagement, they're going to end up losing for Ev, and I think MVP way overextended here.
Yeah.
It was a miracle that they didn't lose anyone to begin with. Now they just turn and lose 2 out of greed.
They did a great job of not going down with a perfect tornado to catch Puck's follow-up, and then the Ice Path actually caught 3 heroes that were looking to follow up the Puck as well. So Puck, without the Gyrocopter, Beastmaster, the Check Creeps, wasn't going to find any kills, but then MVP re-engaged. Level 1 Omni Slash just doesn't cut it. They needed the level 2 if they want to fight that.
Yep. Even then, it just engaging Dark uphill. They're going to end up bringing down the Tusk now. And once again, MP bringing down the Beastmaster, but at the same time just hanging around a little bit too long. And with that, it's the biggest lead of the game, though it's a marginal one, sitting at just about 1,500, 2,000 gold for Vega. This is my gut tells me that MVP, if they're able to stay remotely close in itemization, should, in a lot of these team fights, so long as they're either equal in initiation or getting the jump, really have the advantage. Would you agree?
MVP's going to get a whole lot stronger when the Jug hits level 11, which just happened. The Axe about to hit level 11 as well. Just picked up Blink Dagger, so MVP have plenty of options to take the fight to Vega now. And Vega, in a lot of ways, will be forced to be less efficient on the map. They want to 5-man, they want to fight around the Chen mech. They're big ultis, but if MVP can use vision and get some deep wards down, it's going to be Vega who have to be very careful.
Let's see if they're going to spot Mag. They're close, but not quite. QO going to show himself. Mag. Not yet spotted. They've got plenty enough to dive him if and when they're ready. And looks like instead they're just going to peck away at the tower and try to force the fight on their terms. Vega spread out across the map a bit, and as you mentioned, the Chin mech now out on him. So 2 methods of healing, and Vega should want to fight around this and really abuse that sustain.
Yeah, the side of MVP, you have healing ward, but something that Puck is and the Chen Creeps will always be eyeing off and trying to snipe.
Oh, 2-man coil did not manage to get QO though. There's going to be the Macro Pyre and the Ice Path, and the Tornado is going to come in and catch 2. Path didn't do much. There's that Omni Slash, and that's going to be a dunk for Farev as well. 2 down in a flash. As Chen, unable to use the mech, did use his ulti, but the mech, I'm not sure if it was mana mismanagement or what, but he has it now, but the mech on cooldown.
Just a great ward to set up that fight. They see all the Vega heroes behind the tier 2 tower, and the key level timings. The level 2 Omni Slash, the level 2 Culling Blade as well on the Axe, just allowing them to take that fight, and MVP come out on top heavily with that.
Yep, I don't think this, I think this is definitely the right call. Pull back and heal up. It's still very early on, and they made up a ton of ground there. Once again, drawing it back from the largest lead of the game for Vega down to 0, and I'm sure by the time all is said and done, they'll have a slight lead. And Tusk did catch up. He is level 6, still behind the rest of the field, but at least somewhat in fighting shape. But, you know, I think we saw right there kind of what I was touching on before was Jakiro just mucks things up if you're Vega and you want to get into these fights, because, you know, you're not going to build a blink on a Chin. You're not going to build a blink on a Gyrocopter. You know, you have to walk in, and if he's using space that well, using Macro Pyre and Ice Path combined with shards from the Tusk and then the roll-in, it's just really tough to fight into that at all.
It was surprisingly effective against even things like all the summons, the Chen Creeps and the Beastmaster Necropooks. They're walking into this Macro Pyre, the Liquid Fire to gate a lot of their damage output, the slows from the Jewel Breath. So yeah, Febby in that fight offered a huge amount of control coming out from the slows and just the AoE damage. So something Vega, who have Hand of God and mech, perhaps if the mech had actually come out solo. The problem with the mech is you need to be in the front lines, which Solo was kind of positioned further back, and as a result, they couldn't actually get value out of that item.
After he blew his ulti, I know as soon as I clicked on him to see if he had used the mech that fight, he didn't have the mana for it. So Could just be got there, you know, a little bit before the fight, and he just wasn't really in full fighting shape. Either way, MVP ready to take this momentum and make something of it. Roshan, of course, is still up. And what do you think the play is here? Do you think the plays go for a smoke, a pick, and a Roche, or do you just march down another lane, maybe tier 1 mid?
They've got all their ultis back up. Smoke to me is the safer way to play things. Yeah, they're going to smoke up, pick into Roshan, or pick into a tier 1 mid tower. The tier 1 mid tower, pretty key objective at this stage of the game, so they may even prioritize over that one.
Surprise hiccup? No, that was a surprise hiccup, actually. Taking a sip of water. And
Scan does see MVP in the Radiant jungle.
Yep, they're just going to smoke right into Roshan. There's going to be a counter smoke out of Vega. They're going to cross over now. And
4 heroes grouped up, but I love Dubu's positioning to pop the smoke.
there's the tornado. They catch the puck, and now they're in trouble. Calldown's going to be there, as is the ice path. Puck forced to Yules, and he's in trouble. Has to jump out and can't even fight it out. There's going to be the Walrus Punch. Dubu pays the price for it. But that's a beautiful coil, but there's nothing coming of it. Ice pass is there, only catches one. QO looking for a target. Has Omni Slash, good stomp from the Centaur, and there's going to be the roar on the QO, but it's an exit roar. And ultimately, this is a win for MVP, especially now as they catch Mad QO again. Has the Omni if he wants to spin it, and will do so. Just to clean house. Tornado manages to catch one straight into an ice path. Positioning from MVP is immaculate in this engagement. And Forev puts a cherry on top, dropping the hammer and opening up the Roche pit for his team. MVP, again, so long as they're the ones that are dictating the terms in which these fights take place, they just have such a huge advantage.
That's a scenario where 90% of teams would just get destroyed in the Roshan pit. Puck is coming in smoked. He could hit a 3-4 hero waiting rip coil, but Dubu's positioning, he's willing to die to scatter that smoke gate. He pops the smoke and immediately MP tornadoes. Puck was so fast with the blink silence, but he blinked into the tornado, which MP was almost ready for him with. It was just so well positioned by Dubu, and MP's reaction times to that tornado, salvaging what could have been a terrible Roshan fight for MVP.
And there's so much good overlap with that tornado as well. We saw it right there, like Puck and a notoriously evasive hero. Still, like when he landed, he was going to be landing into a call down, landing into an ice path. He just had nowhere to go.
And without level 4 phase shift, you can't guarantee that phase shift into blink escape, which is the big thing about that timing. MVP know if they ever catch him in something like it, there's a guaranteed disable waiting up with the ice path. So until Puck gets level 4 phase shift, his time in these fights is not going to be easy to kind of keep himself alive.
MVP now eyeballing the tier 2 mid, and up Midas. Just saw a chin creep picked off with the hand of Midas up on the high ground, so a nice dose of gold and nice loss of utility. And he's actually going to TP out.
Top. Oh, they caught Gyro top with the TP blink call.
Oh, this just gets worse and worse for Vega. Gets off the call down, but they're going to shrug that off. This is a very tanky team for the most part. Even the Invoker with the Urn has a lot of sustain and survivability. And I mean, they've drawn it almost even in terms of kills, but that's completely irrelevant. They've opened up a lead that is 3 times the biggest we have seen all game. 7,500 now. QO might make it bigger. Omni Slash used, and Witch Doctor slaughtered.
QO now finds an ancient stack as well, and with the healing ward, he may just farm this one up. Puck sees this, but
this is so brutal, man. Like, it just, like, literally in the last 3 minutes, everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. They've given up a gyro kill. They're giving up at least most of that stack, even though they will back out to be safe. It just, what do you do if you're Vega? What's the play, Captain Gods?
You need to make your next smoke really count. They've got 1 smoke at base, 1 smoke on the Witch Doctor. They need to use the vision advantage that Mag's Beastmaster provides them to get an initiation. Every single fight, they've smoked up. It's been someone like Dubu on the front lines. They have to find some way to get to a core hero, be it the Juggernaut or the Invoker or the Axe. Any of those 3, get them with the Roar, burst them down with the Puck Blink Silence, the Gyrocopter cooldown, and not let someone like Dubu set up his team for a great fight. Every time Dubu seems to give MVP the vision they need to get off the Tornado EMP combo, and that's just not meant to be how these fights go down when the Beastmaster should be scouting everything out.
Tier 2 top, the last remaining outer tier tower, now the target. And look at Forev, just aggressively blinking into the dark, willing to start a fight at any cost. And Vega just blatantly dodging as much as they can. Forev's got, oh, missed it on the puck, good phase shift. Tornado's there and the ice path. And EMP just to keep things clear. They're going right to the tier 3, using that liquid fire to melt it down. Between that and just the right click of QO, they still have 2 minutes on their Aegis even. I don't know they're going to abandon this. It's going to be a free tier 3 at the very least. And yeah, they're going to go right on in. QO still has 20 seconds on Omni Slash, but he's just chopping them down. And still not going to lose his Aegis.
And the coil's already being used. They're not initiating off this call now. This is big ultis being consumed by Vega.
Yep.
MVP can go back in.
And they're going straight back in. QO's going to come in, happy to lose his Aegis. Another good tornado. Shin's going to blow the ulti to try to buy his team time, but up comes the carry. Yule's used defensively, and they're going to end up catching the Witch Doctor out with one of their own. Sioma dominated. And Forev and company just walking over top of Vega at this point. A disappointment to this crowd.
Oh, no one's being caught.
Oh,
great
man.
Forev was kind of taunting him by canceling the Berserker's call animation, almost to bait out a phase shift from the Puck. And after like 2 or 3 fake casts, he finally blink calls him, and Puck does not get the phase shift or the blink off to react. So great mind games coming in from Forev. And with Puck dead, buyback gets forced out. They may get the Rex regardless.
Yeah, they're just going to wait. People forget, Jakiro hasn't been in the meta for a while. Ice Pass, a pretty good spell. And Vebi, and you forget how tanky he is too. Sioma's going to come in, Walrus Punch, brought down. There's going to be the call down, but now they're going to mech through it on their own. Finally, a little bit of damage being done for Rev though, ignoring it, just shrugging off even the rocket barrage damage at this point. Macro Pyre laid, the Puck will make it to the high ground. Shards are going to be there. Again, the Ice Path on point. He's able to blink away. Basically, he's having to spend his whole kit just to find himself alive with no health.
Oh, Axe finds him. He actually kills him with the Blade Mail on the Illusionary Orb. Oh, that's a dieback and possibly just game over. Two lanes of Rex at this stage.
MVP, yeah, I was just going to say MVP just bought back with the Jakiro. I think they knew it was over as well. GG, well played. And another one bites the dust. Another regional power falls here in Kiev. And we have our winner bracket complete.
MVP have just like steamrolled their way through this winner bracket. They lost their opening game on day 1, but since then, this team has just been dominant game after game.
And there's really only so many ways you can say it. Dominant's the word. And you got to give, it's one of those things. If you're just looking at the box score, you're just looking at like the fantasy points, what the hell ever reason you're looking at it for. Dubu's like, oh,